The Retirement Halftime Show. Maintain your lead in retirement.
You're watching the Retirement Halftime Show. I am your host, Alexander Joyce. And with us, of course, is Alex Clark, our co-host. And in this segment, we're talking about something fairly simple.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we pride ourselves on making these sometimes very complex conversations very down to earth. I hope everybody takes that away. But I wanted to talk about the rule of 100.
Oh, yeah.
What that means, right? So as individuals approach retirement and they're finally retired, right? They have that party and they're off to the races, okay? The anxiety settles in, lifestyle settles in, they're busier than ever. One common question they have, or one thing they always do, is they naturally think about becoming more conservative, right? Because they naturally think about, you know what? Oh my goodness, I can't afford to lose any money.
I need to scale back.
I need to scale back. And we need to be more conservative. We can't take any risk. The fact is, that's natural to feel
Sure.
like that, right? And I want everybody to know that. They're older, the time sets in. We don't have time if something were to happen, a market correction, if you will. We don't have time to regain what we lost. We just want to preserve and keep what we have. And so the question becomes, what percentage of our hard-earned money, our assets, if you would, what percentage should we still keep in the market,
Yep.
in equities, right? And what is your view on that? Let me just ask. What is your
You
view?
kind of hit on it at the top of the segment, right? The thought process was using that rule of 100, age minus 100. That should be your mix. As I and you both have read and are seeing, right, that number is changing.
Okay, I was going to ask, do you believe in that? So so what you're saying is, you take 100,
Yep.
simply minus your age out of it.
Yep.
The number left over would equal the percentage that you should have still in the market.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, read that many times.
You're 70 years old, right?
Yeah.
You should be 70% fixed, 30% equities, or whatever, you know. And like I said, right, that we're seeing different opinions that are coming
Sure.
out, right? 120 with life expectancy, modern medicine, you know, people are living into their 90s, 100s. So that thought is ever changing.
Sure.
We like to take it one step further in the office and use some sophisticated software
Sure.
to kind of analyze that risk to make sure what you're saying, plus the rule of 120 or 100, they're truly matching what the software algorithms are saying. So it's very important, right?
It is very important. It is very important. I think that it's very important to understand risk regardless.
Sure.
It's very important to understand that it isn't as simple as saying we need to scale back, we need to get out of the market because we're now 69 years old or 65 years old, 66 years old, Social Security set in, he's got a pension, I don't. And listen, our lifestyles are stable, we have no debt, we want to travel, we want to sell our home that we have no mortgage on and buy a house in Florida, we want to become snowbirds, whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
right? It's not as simple as simply saying we're going to get out of the market, because there's such a thing called inflation risk as well.
Yeah.
Right? We talked about this a little bit, but if you scale back to the point where you're only getting 0.5% in your portfolio, inflation ticks up 3%, what are you losing?
A lot.
2.5%.
Right.
Right? You're going broke safely. Yes, that's a peace of mind, right?
Yeah.
But you're still losing. A loss is a loss. So we think that inside of an overall portfolio, if you will, and you mentioned software, looking at things holistically, we still have to have an element of growth.
Yeah.
Keeping up with inflation is important.
And a check and balance, right? I mean, when we get the investor that comes in and tells us, I got a lot of money, I'm aggressive.
Yeah.
2008 rolls around again
That's
and
true.
he's sick to his stomach.
That's true.
You know, so always checking that temperature,
That's
if
right.
you will, because that evolves over time.
That's true.
You know, that's a very important to make sure we're always gauging that risk tolerance to make sure it really matches, because when the event actually occurs, right, the market goes down.
Things change, don't they?
Yeah,
The feeling is a
absolutely.
little bit different. It's
Yeah.
discomforting.
They get upset.
That's right, and that's the power of being a fiduciary.
Right.
Right, making sure that we put that client's needs, desires, wants above our own.
Absolutely.
We've got to be professionals.
Yep.
Right, we're the experts. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that for anybody that has a desire to kind of look at what that proper analysis looks like or get a second opinion on your overall risk tolerance, look at things more holistically, do those checks and balances as Alex said, I'd recommend picking up the phone and giving us a call. It doesn't cost you a penny, right? It's effortless. Take a little bit of energy, right? And
Bring in some statements.
I mean, whatever it takes to get the conversation started, okay? Listen, we look forward to hearing from you. Stay tuned. The best is yet to come.
The Retirement Halftime Show. Maintain your lead in retirement.
There's some things in life we can always get back. Money, that's one of them. But time, that can never be replaced. Your kids, grandkids, they don't care how big your house is or the type of car you drive. The time they spend with you, that's what matters most. Allow us to help take your financial concerns away so you can enjoy the more important things in life. Call us today at 317-903-9157. Schedule a no-obligation visit and rejoice in your retirement.
I'm Alexander Joyce, President, CEO of ReJoyce Financial. Getting the education you need for a successful retirement is key. That's why I've written my second book, ReJoyce in Your Retirement, Everything You Need to Know to Get Everything You Want. The book covers topics like identifying the income gaps, new ideas for investing, taxes and retirement, your legacy beyond dollars and cents, and much more. I've written this in an easy to understand format so that just about anyone can get the most out of it. To get a copy of ReJoyce in Your Retirement, Everything You Need to Know to Get Everything You Want, you can go to Amazon. But if you're one of the first callers, you can get a complimentary signed copy of this book just by scheduling a no-cost, no-obligation visit. This book is packed with information that will help you get the most out of your retirement years. If you want to know more about successful retirement strategies, then call now. Education is key. And let us help you rejoice in your retirement.